It's Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. Welcome to the Blessors of Israel Podcast. I'm Matthew Dodd, Executive Director of Blessors of Israel. It's been almost 5 months since Hamas terrorists barbarically attacked Israel, murdering 1,200 people, burning and beheading babies in front of their parents, brutally raping women and young girls, and taking approximately 240 people hostage. Since that time, Israel has sought to remove the existential threat against its citizens by systematically and strategically attacking Hamas terrorists while also seeking to protect and preserve innocent Palestinians who've suffered under the diabolical Hamas regime. While support for Israel's right to defend and protect its people from future attacks was widespread, it didn't take long for anti-Semitism to reveal its ugly face and turn the global narrative against Israel. There were protests in major cities and college campuses, which filled the headlines, along with calls from world leaders for a ceasefire. Not much has changed. In fact, the anti-Israel propaganda has only intensified. In many ways, October 7th, 2023 will go down in history as one of the most polarizing events in modern history. Yet, there is a ray of hope when it comes to Israel and the Israel-Hamas narrative. On Monday, Harvard-Harris published the results from its latest poll, and the findings reveal that the majority of Americans still support Israel. The survey was conducted online within the United States from February 21st to the 22nd among 2,022 registered voters. The survey reported that, get this, 82% of respondents declared their support for Israel when asked, quote, "In this conflict, do you support more Israel or more Hamas?" What is encouraging is that the poll found that 72% of 18 to 24-year-olds support Israel, even though U.S. colleges and universities are inundated with anti-Semitic professors and administrators, especially at the elite Ivy League institutions. Harvard-Harris also reported that 68% of respondents said they believed, quote, Israel is trying to avoid civilian casualties in fighting its war against Hamas. Again, the polling results from the younger age groups is promising, with 65% of 18 to 24-year-olds and 70% of 25 to 34-year-olds stating that they believe Israel is trying to avoid civilian casualties. Now, in terms of a ceasefire, 67% of respondents believe that, quote, a ceasefire should happen only after the release of all hostages and Hamas being removed from power. And 63% of respondents also said, quote, they support Israel continuing its ground invasion into southern Gaza to root out the final elements of Hamas, even though 1.2 million civilians have taken shelter there and will be under significant risk of harm if Israel pushes forward. Finally, 78% of respondents believe Hamas must not be allowed to run Gaza after the war is over. The results from the Harvard-Harris poll were cause for encouragement for Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. Yesterday, Netanyahu said, quote, since the beginning of the war, I have been leading a political campaign whose purpose is to curb the pressures intended to end the war before its time, and on the other hand, also to gain support for Israel. We have significant successes in this area because today the Harvard-Harris poll shows that 82% of the American public supports Israel. That means 4 out of 5 citizens in the United States support Israel and not Hamas. This gives us further strength to continue the campaign until complete victory. Close quote. While these polling results are encouraging to those of us who stand with Israel, we must remember the battle is not over yet. With Ramadan, Islam's holy month, just days away, there are calls for attacks against Israel to intensify. But God is on the throne. He is the God who sees all, hears all, and knows all. Nothing escapes his attentive gaze. And our God is answering our prayers as well. So may we stand with Israel, as Isaiah the prophet declared in Isaiah 62, verse 1, quote, "For Zion's sake I will not keep silent, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not keep quiet, until her righteousness goes forth like brightness, and her salvation like a torch that is burning." Blessors of Israel will not keep silent, and for Jerusalem's sake we will not keep quiet. Please stand with us as we stand with Israel, and pray for Israel and the leaders of these United States. You see, our God is mighty to save. To receive the latest news concerning Israel with biblical commentary, visit our website at www.blessors.org. That's Blessors with an ORS.org. Please subscribe to our channel on this platform and make sure you like this podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Getter. We also appreciate your prayers and ongoing financial support as we build this new, important ministry. Thanks again for joining me. Remember, those who bless Israel will be blessed. Shalom, shalom.